Right after I finished my doctorate in music composition, I moved to Quito, Ecuador to teach music at a liberal arts university. I thought I was on my way to becoming a rich and famous composer. But as John Lennon said, life is what happens while you're busy making plans. So instead, I got sick, and I stayed sick for almost the entire 2 years I was in Ecuador. My body got weaker and weaker, and eventually I had maybe 6 hours of energy a day. I was desperate and alone. I did the most healing thing I knew how to do, and that was to engage as deeply as I could in some kind of creative activity for 1 hour each and every day. And that 1 hour of creating allowed me to survive, allowed me to continue to make a life of meaning and beauty, in spite of the fact that I often felt like I was dying. Eventually, I went home to Canada to heal, and I pursued the study of death and dying, hospice, end-of-life care. And as the classes progressed, I became more and more engrossed. In fact, there were times when I seemed to have understood the hospice philosophy better than some of the others in the class, which I couldn't understand how that could possibly be. But after many sleepless nights, I realized that, well, creativity and the healing arts are so powerful. They can significantly relieve suffering and change perspective, just the way they did for me. And then I knew I had to try to integrate them more fully into our healthcare system.
And you're gonna allow your hand to kind of jump off the drum like a basketball bounces on concrete. Let's try that. Ready to go a little faster? No. We want individuals to come in to connect through the rhythm and to connect with each other through a method other than just talk therapy, which is kind of the common norm for a lot of the groups that we have here. The idea is that through the experience of the music, that they will go into a flow state. It's basically a change in the brain that brings you into a kind of a more relaxed, in touch, embodied state. And then the hope is that by experiencing that, individuals will start to reduce in their overall stress, be able to then make better choices and be a little bit clearer in their thinking, and possibly have an outlet that they can pursue when they leave the hospital.
Let's all take a nice deep breath in.
Here at the psychiatric hospital, when we have these programs and these offerings, we start to see people change when they start being given the opportunities to express themselves, to engage in ways that go beyond just strict cut and dry, what's wrong with you? How much pain are you in? How are your medications? When we start to encompass them as whole people, then they start to feel a lot of trust in the care that we're providing, and they start to see themselves as whole.
Ashley, would you like to leave with this calm feeling, or do you want to leave with an intense drum roll?
Intense drum roll.
Intense drum roll? All right, here we go.
see arts and medicine as being an affirmative, positive experience for people, and recognizing that being in a hospital is really hard. It's totally alien, and when we're away from all of our comforts, and when things feel sterile or cold, right, that can trigger defenses, that can put people in a place of resistance. In arts and medicine, being able to come in and work with essential oils, being able to do acutonics, bringing in music, that these things provide that comfort, that help put people at ease, and that help people, I think, be more open and receptive to all of the medical care that can be offered to them here.
Cancer is very deafening, meaning that when you hear that word, I think for a lot of people, it totally shuts them down. And so by bringing in the arts and medicine program where they have music and they have art, the music, resonates with them. It kind of tethers them back to who they were before they got sick. It helps them explore their lives and what does that life mean, and what did music mean to me, and it relaxes them and it soothes them. Same with the art, being a counselor, sometimes people aren't very good at expressing themselves verbally. But if they sit with, crayons or paints or what have you, it allows them in a safe way to express what it feels right now to be who they are.
Nobody wants to be diagnosed with cancer. There's some things that chemotherapy can't touch. But if they come here and they hear a song that the musicians play, or they color, that all helps them to heal from the inside. And that helps them to physically get better.
Why do you support arts and medicine?
Well, I think it's an important function. I think that it helps significantly with the overall recovery of our patients, the care of our patients. I also think that it adds to patient experience. It's very important that our patients have the best experience they can while here at the hospital. I believe in the program so much so that we've continued to look at ways to potentially expand it, to come up with different and innovative ideas within the hospital to make it more mainstream.
How you doing?
This is about tuning in. So through the arts and medicine, we use the arts as a means of expressing without words. So you're welcome to use what the form is here, which is a before. We'll do one afterwards. This is the front of the body, the back of the body. For you to come from body, mind, spirit, where you're at in this moment, and utilize whatever colors, whatever texture you want to give a little reflection here from the inside.
Yes.
So do you ever use pillows underneath you?
It's been way too long since this is so great.
Since your last confession?
Yeah, that too. For sure.
Taking a natural, slow inhalation from your nose, and let it be its own pace and its own quality.
I feel like I was receiving from y'all kind of like what happened with my grandma. We were around the bedside and just like sending so much love and stuff like that. And I feel like I was kind of like experiencing it as her and just feeling like so much peace and so much love and so much comfort.
Began my shift that evening with, as I usually do, with a list of patients, like specific rooms and patients that I'm to go check in on and see if they'd like a little harp music. He was on my list, and I went into the room, and I knew he was dealing with a lot of things that were very, difficult, but I felt a certain connection because he really loved music.
When that happened, that she asked if she wanted to play the harp for me, and I said, yeah, sure, that'd be beautiful. And ever since, like, she came back and played again, and it was relaxing, beautiful, it was soothing. It brought my spirits up for sure.
Hey, I'm here to see Zahar.
Hi, yeah, come on in.
Hey, Zahar, I'm here with the harp I promised you.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to see you.
Likewise.
Would you like to take a look at it and
Sure.
feel it?
How is it that you hold it?
Well, you typically hold it over the right shoulder. We'll do it over the right, and then the red strings are C's, and then D, E, F. And when there's the comfort of these different approaches, whether it's art or music, or even just somebody just talking to them, it can help transform that feeling of fear into, a feeling of hope and comfort.
Let me hear you play something.
Oh, sure.
Thank you. I'd say that I definitely appreciate that a lot. Can I give you a hug?
Oh, absolutely.
I believe the benefits and purpose of arts and medicine is to complement the care. It's not to compete with it. It's to alleviate some of the stressors and challenges that physicians have that they don't have time to address. And it allows patients to be self-motivated in their care. It allows them to be more invested in their care. It promotes wellness, and when all those things occur, we know that people do better.
This one is a fascinating drawing left behind on this one. You see a shark. There's a cannonball, a cannon going off. Here's the shark fin again. Here's a radiation signal and a rocket coming down and a tidal wave that's going to land on the house, and a plane that's on fire and somebody falling out of a hot air balloon.
But what compels you to
save them and then put them in a binder.
Oh my gosh, I love that. This is a fantastic piece of art. It expresses so much of what was going on. I was given shifts at the Cancer Center, and some of those shifts were with staff. And so I needed to have a different project every week because I'd be working with a lot of the same people repeatedly, and I didn't want to be boring. Making things appeals to, I think, people in a very elemental level. And a lot of people haven't made things since they were in elementary school. But we still like it. It's a very essential aspect of being a human being is making things. The bead people, I always do every year. That's real popular. The whole figure is made out of beads, and the head, then they paint the face and make a hat, and you can hang that up somewhere. Everyone, then they hold them up and they're smiling, and they're smiling at theirs, and they compare notes with the other people making them, and everybody laughs a lot. I'm looking at one here on the back, cakey, bakey, makey, cakey, takey, cakey, little cake. It's silly and it makes you laugh, and laughter is medicine for sure, you know. And I suppose that too, what goes on at the table with people comparing and looking at each other's work and joking, laughter, conversation, sharing, that's all medicine.
It takes a team to provide the level of care that we provide, and we consider arts and medicine as part of the team, just as you would consider the scrub tech part of the operating room. Arts and medicine plays a very important role in the delivery of our healthcare.
Close, inhaling.
What we're going to do is reflect on things we've experienced in the class from the very first moment we met to this moment. And it's actually comparable to a process we use in healthcare called life review, where you review your whole life from the beginning right up until the moment where you are.
You want to connect them to your life and how has this course affected you? Who were you before you took the class? Who are you now?
I have learned from the course that a central theme to arts and medicine is the importance of genuine connection. These genuine connections, which may occur between self and self, self and other, as well as self and large groups, are integral to the creative encounter, individual and communal healing, as well as individual and communal strength.
I kind of figured that being able to provide healing, first I must understand and heal myself. My next step would be to let go of what I can't control.
This class saved my life. I was in a very dark place before I started it, to the point where I was contemplating suicide. And throughout this class, connecting with people, that gave me hope, and I was able to, harness that and switch that around.
The thing that's stuck out in my mind for this class was the concept of healing versus curing. To me, trying to find that balance and being the physician in the future who combines curing and healing, because I want to be that person. I don't want to be someone that writes your prescription and never sees you again. Before this class, we're like complete strangers. I don't think I would ever meet any of you if I didn't take this class, and it opens me up to a very diverse range of people that I would possibly treat in the future as a doctor. And then the level of acceptance that we have for each other, because we all come from such different backgrounds, I think is amazing. What connects us all is our humanity for each other.
That's interesting. I know, I think about it all the time too. Whenever I come to class, I think, oh, one day Nellie's going to be a doctor. She's going to be different because of this class.
Exactly. She's like cutting edge, you know? You can be an example for the rest of the medical field, for real. No pressure.
Could a space that was dedicated to this experience of staying in touch with somebody who is not around anymore, could that space, offer any value or offer any meaning to somebody who might have difficulty with the loss of that relationship? Community outreach and projects work in their, moments of glory reveal that we belong to each other. I think that's the essence of community work, is relationships and how we care for them and the reverence that we have for them and what can transpire when we put so much effort into our relationships.
I'll rise from where I am to where I'm supposed to be.
When I look at the big picture of all the cases, the many cases that I've worked on with Patrice here at UNMH, the overall theme has been that there is always possibility. There's possibility for healing, there's possibility for creating something, there's possibility for experiencing something new, and that's incredibly empowering for our patients and soothing for our patients. I think arts and medicine is affirming life, and it's constantly creating the new possibility of experiencing life.